So, lads, today we are seeing some of the, we're going right back to it. Same crap as last year. You know, oh, the league doesn't need Caitlin. People joking saying, when did I miss something? When was Caitlin traded to the Aces for these numbers? And I'm pretty sure that this is last year. They played on August 25th last year, and people are out here sharing that. This has got thousands of likes. It was supposedly common knowledge. I got a DM being like, you just see the Aces in the Sky pulled in 1.2 million viewers to watch Angel versus Asia. And this was last year. And you want to know why this game pulled in 1.2 million viewers? By the way, it peaked above 2 million because it overlapped with a Caitlin Clark game a year ago. It overlapped with a Caitlin Clark game. And it went on too long. So let's just say hypothetical. I don't remember what the exact time was, but let's just say it's meant to start at this is a 5 Eastern time game and Caitlin's game is a 7 Eastern time game. They were on the same network. It was a double header. And the game went from 5 to like 7:15 and people started watching at 7. And people started watching at 7 because it peaked like at 2 million. The peak was huge because so many people turned on the TV to watch Caitlin Clark and they watched at the end of the game. It was probably about 700-800K, but it was on national TV. Of course it would be. Jesus. The actual numbers are 234,000 views. Yes. The actual number is 234K. 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 That is what it was. They pulled in unrivaled numbers. That is what it is. Like, you can say what you want about it, but they pulled in unrivaled numbers. And it is, you can say what you want about that, whether or not you think that's a good thing overall. But, like, that is what they ended up doing. They pulled in unrivaled numbers. Unless Caitlin Clark or the Indiana Fever are on the floor, teams don't get viewers unless it's Game 5 of the finals. That is a fact. And when I say Caitlin Clark or the Fever, because let's be real, the most viewed team in the WNBA is Caitlin Clark, or is the Fever. The reason why the Fever are the most viewed team in the WNBA? Obviously, Caitlin Clark. Even when she's injured, there are a lot of people, myself included, that watch every single Fever game. Because you know what? There's a lot of fans for the Fever. Just like, do you know who the biggest team in the NBA were when Michael Jordan retired? The Chicago Bulls. BJ Armstrong. Shout out BJ Armstrong. Good guy. He's, I assume he still is on the Hoop Genius podcast with Mo Moonsey. But like, BJ Armstrong was voted in as an all-star starter because there were just so many Chicago Bulls fans. There were so many of them. And they voted him in as an all-star starter. And like, that's something that happens. Like, let's be honest. If it was pure fan vote, if the All-Stars were purely fan vote, the All-Star team would have been on the Eastern Conference, if I'm not mistaken. I think Lexi Hull would have been a starter. I genuinely think Lexi Hull, I think she would have been a starter if it was purely fan vote. And like, with that being said, like, people watch the Indiana Fever. People watch the Indiana Fever. And people like watching the Indiana Fever. And ironically, the views are down. If you guys don't know, when Caitlin Clark gets injured, and like, a big reason why the views are up, they're like, the average views are up per game in a lot of situations, is there's more games on national TV. Like, the league is in a good place. But like, when Caitlin got injured, the Indiana Fever games, I think, fell by 40%, but non-Caitlin Clark games fell by 60%. Like, Caitlin Clark getting injured has a more detrimental effect on the Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces viewership. Because when Caitlin Clark is healthy, a lot of people still watch the Fever anyway because they like the Fever. But when Caitlin Clark is healthy, they start watching other teams. They start watching other teams because they're like, oh, Caitlin's playing this team. What's going on here? Who's doing what? Whereas now you're at a situation where the fans just are kind of checking out. And you can see it in general with everything where it's like Paige can't draw any viewership. Fans aren't even going to watch Paige Bueckers. It's just something that the WNBA has to deal with, you know. It's something that the league has to deal with. It's something that the league has to figure out, that there is a problem when it comes to viewership, that when Caitlin Clark's not there, people don't really watch. And it's not just a Indiana Fever thing, because ironically, people still watch the Indiana Fever. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Is this the worst thing in the world? No, it's about a third of what the Indiana Fever pull, even without Caitlin Clark, if they're on NBA TV. It's not the worst numbers in the world. It's 234K. It's about the same as a random Arike game would have gotten last year. And it was AJ Wilson versus Angel Reese, who are supposed to be the two biggest draws, but we all kind of know nobody gives a damn about either of them. Let's be honest. It is what it is. It is what it is. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about this point because it does no good lying about the situation. I think it absolutely does no good to anyone lying about viewership numbers, lying about a situation. And first of all, I don't understand how this tweet went viral when Kennedy Carter's in the picture. That is the craziest thing. Is we all remember this game. And by the way, the end of this game was fucking crazy. Unbelievable pass to AJ Wilson for game, but what Kennedy Carter did at the end, I miss watching Kennedy Carter play basketball so much. Kennedy Carter is so fun. I miss watching Kennedy Carter. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's good she's out of the league. No, man. Kennedy's so damn fun to watch. I don't care what any person wants to argue. Debate a fucking wall. Kennedy Carter was the most fun player to watch in WNBA last year, not named Caitlin Clark. But at the same time, it is hilarious. It's alarmed. They 1.2 million over a year ago. They had 1.2 million a year ago because it was a lead into a Caitlin Clark game. It was a lead into a Caitlin Clark game. And by the way, Angel Reese had more hype last year when Caitlin Clark was on the floor. People cared more about Angel Reese because Angel Reese has been so good this year. I'm not joking. Angel Reese has been unbelievable this year. Say what you want. When she's been on the court, she's been a top 20 player after the first 3 or 4 games. But because Caitlin got injured and people were only watching Angel Reese while Caitlin was playing, people stopped caring about the WNBA with Caitlin being injured. People have actually started ignoring Angel Reese hooping. It's hilarious. AJ Wilson, what she's managed, she literally has dragged, seems like she's dragging MVP from the depths of hell. I still think it's going to be Fee, but it's going to come down to when them two players play off against each other next week. That's what the MVP is going to come down to. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.